11 a.m. Kismet 4th of July Parade and Party. Kismet Fire Department. 5 p.m. The wedding. 6:15 p.m. The reception. The out. One Bay Walk. Kismet. Don't forget the rings. Sunday, July 5th. 10 a.m. Farewell brunch. Summer wind. Please see reverse side for ferry schedules home. Sunday. Chapter 1. The ferry pulled into the familiar dock. The one I'd come to associate with cold cheese pizza and sweet tea vodka sodas, bonfires in backyards, and moon-gazing on a starlit beach. Sand under fingernails, damp hair. Even the mosquito bites felt beautiful. "You ready?" Ben asked me. "I can hear the bells already." My husband grabbed my hand and squeezed as the deck crew tied us in. A synchronized dance practiced to perfection. A gentle rock that might cause the uninitiated to lose balance if they weren't holding on to the paint-peeling handrail. For a moment, bliss. And then reality crashed back full force like a tidal wave. Kids ran and parents scolded as passengers crowded their way down the just-too-steep staircase, disembarking with duffel bags and brightly colored coolers, bursting with groceries that would somehow still need to be replenished before the end of the trip. Hosts greeted their arriving newcomers with hugs and red Solo cups. God forbid someone stay sober on the island for the 3-minute walk from the dock to the houses. The 4th of July weekend smelled the same every year. As the chaos unfolded, I peered over the ferry's edge. We liked being the last ones off, and caught sight of Jo walking down the dock, wagon in tow. Her hair was golden from an early start to the summer sun. Jo had that inherent sense of style money couldn't buy, despite how hard one might try. She told me fashion was just in the hips, as if all attractiveness came from a confident walk and posture alone. Today, Jo was outfitted in an effortless, wide-brimmed hat that I could never pull off, and a midi white sundress billowing in the breeze. The subtle glow of a bride-to-be. "She's actually on time," I said with surprise. Ben laughed. "Should we make a code word for the week, in case things get hard?" "The only words I need to focus on are maid of honor," I said, as my gaze tracked north toward the beckoning town square. The in and the out, the town's 2 adjacent restaurants, already filling with suntanned customers. The red wagon storefront overflowing with local crafts, the warmth of the pizza shack competing only with the constant rhythm of the sea. These were the welcomes I craved, the dock arrivals that had decorated my weekday daydreams ever since I was a little girl. Only this time, my Hallmark homecomings seemed to stare back with a crooked smile. Somehow, they knew. Despite the celebratory pretenses, summer contentment couldn't have felt further away. I slipped the itinerary out of my tote bag with a sigh, the paper creased and folded. While Jo couldn't have cared less about potential crinkles in her invitation packet, I cursed my decision not to splurge for the laminator when I printed inserts at Staples all those weeks ago. Now my handwritten doodles danced back at me with derision. "Don't you have that memorized already?" Ben said, elbow into my waistline, when he caught me rubbing the paper on my thigh as if my body were a human ironing board. Before I could retort, he stole the sheet straight from my clutches. "Very funny," I said, my hand outstretched for the paper's return, but neither Ben nor his growing grin relented. I wasn't exactly in the mood for games, but I was even less in the mood for anything remotely resembling an argument. Not after the way things had ended last night. Fine. If Ben wanted to play, I'd play. "Welcome to Fire Island." I started to recite the lines from memory, my voice assuming a cheery octave like a docent rehearsing a script. "We are so glad you have chosen to celebrate Joanna's wedding with us all week. Below is a schedule of optional activities should you wish to partake in early wedding fun."